Hello, and welcome back to Patrick's Green Tea Podcast. This episode was recorded on May 31st, 2021, with special guest Paul Fiumano. Paul is an actor from New Jersey living in Los Angeles. A few minutes into this episode, I say that there's a podcast called How Stuff Works that incorporates fan submitted jingles into the show, but I meant to say that the podcast is called Stuff You Should Know. About an hour and a half into the episode, Paul said he wanted to do more song covers on Instagram. He ended up putting out a consistent weekly series called Tuesday, where he'd put out a cover on Tuesday every week, sometimes with clones of himself singing harmonies in the videos. I apologize for the blasphemy when I talk about Dune. I say things like the director of the original Dune wasn't that good when I haven't even seen it. I'm excited to watch the original whenever I get the chance. I regret how dismissive I was of astrology when Paul brought it up. I don't think I'm as dismissive of it anymore, so I was surprised at how I reacted to the topic. Feel free to email me your spin on the Patrick's Green Tea theme song, and you'll have a chance to be featured in a future podcast episode. The show's email address is patricksgreentea@gmail.com. That's it. I hope you enjoy the episode. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast. It's been a while since we've full on talked face to face. So
Yeah, it's been a really long time. I feel like it's probably that last Grateful Dead show.
Probably was like 2018, right?
Either that or 2019. It might have been 2019. But yeah, that was City Field night one. Yeah. My friend Nick and I, we got like a little edible mushroom chocolate, and you're supposed to have 3, I think, to get like a full dose, but we only got we bought 2 and had 1 each, and we just like got a tip of the iceberg. Nothing really.
It's probably for the better.
Definitely, there's a lot of people there, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I've like done stuff like that with like that many people, but I don't know if it's my forte.
Yeah, I did. Did you have like a little to go like sauce cup type of thing, or was it did it look like something real?
It looked like a turtle.
Oh, okay.
They were like pressed into little turtle boys. It was actually pretty awesome. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I actually have like a shroom connected out here now, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
For like moving out here. Yeah, how have you been though? How has I know your new season ended, and I just don't know how up to date your like fan base is on what's been going on.
Oh yeah, in the background. It's been like probably 5 months at this point since I put out the end of season 2. I've been recording like in terms of this podcast, I have probably 3 other guests that I've recorded that I haven't put out yet, and I've been working on a theme song for the podcast, as I mentioned to you, and I think I'm going to put out an acoustic version of it, and then there's another podcast called How Stuff Works, where every like twice every episode they have just a completely different variation of their theme. I think I want to go something along that line. Or it's like fan submitted, but I don't think we'll get to that point yet, but that'd be cool to work to.
Yeah, that's pretty sick to have a different instrumentational theme all the time. Yeah,
like a synth version, or who knows.
Yeah.
have some guy
for
on
like an
Fiverr
anniversary. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. So,
but how has life been? Okay.
we're so excited. No, I think mainly I one thing that I don't really know so much about is how your time in California has been so far. And I know you've been on like sets doing, I think, background acting. I just want to hear more about that. What you got going on?
Do you want to know my backstory, like my life?
Sure. Yeah. Introduce yourself.
I'll make it deep. Hi everyone. My name is Paul Fiumano. I met Patrick actually. I was working as a PA, I think, or like an assistant, in a set in NYU, and he was wearing a Grateful Dead shirt, and I was like, oh wow, like that guy also is a Deadhead. Like I got to be friends with him. So we've been like in keeping in touch for years since then. That was probably like 2017,
Yeah, it's a
2018.
while
It
ago.
was 2018. Yeah. Um, so like yeah, we met on a set in NYU, caught a couple shows like, and then yeah, I kind of just like became a hermit and stayed in New Jersey. And like I'm a guy from New Jersey, born and raised. I wanted to do acting, always talked about it, never did anything about it. Stayed in New Jersey. COVID happens, midlife crisis or quarter life crisis happens, and then I'm like, oh well, like if I don't leave now, I'm never gonna leave New Jersey. So then I kind of just jumped the gun and left, and I stayed with my cousin in Long Beach for a month, and that was like it was cool. I was very thankful for the opportunity. He was such like it's so kind to have someone in your family be like, "Hi, you can live here rent free for a month." So
Yeah, that's
it
big.
was yeah, super grateful, and I gotta like take him to dinner soon. But yeah. So then after that, I have been trying to do acting work since like December, and it's like semi steady, not super steady, but it's mainly background work that I'm doing. Uh, I had like a couple things with like lines, but they're all like little productions that no one's ever gonna see, if that makes sense. Um, but it's still fun to do, and you need to get your experience. Uh, like you're on the behind the scenes kind of thing. So like, what have you been working on recently? I know you came out with like the documentary thesis, like that's sick. Um,
Yeah,
I
it's
just saw
been.
something today that you're like working on. Was it like an animation? You're doing sound?
Oh yeah. So I was like asked to do um like post sound on this animation like CG thing. It's like a BoJack Horseman but 3D, and I don't know,
Yeah.
just like a different sort of premise. But a lot of animals just walking around, acting just like depressed college age people.
Was it a
But
challenge? Like, talk about it.
I didn't even get to do it yet.
Oh,
They said they were going to give it to me in February, like all the files to work on, or at least a demo, but they're still pretty much fleshing it out and
damn.
even just designing the spaces. But it has been cool to be on that Discord and see it go from a drawing to a 3D sort of space.
Yeah. And
But
do you live in Connecticut at the moment, or are you
I
in
do.
New York?
I'm
Okay.
trying to get to New York by the end of this year. That's my goal. But I just graduated, and I was sort of waiting for the film to end, so I wouldn't be in the middle of like production hell while I'm moving.
Yeah.
It seems like it would just
No,
be awful.
like congratulations too. That's huge. I'm very happy for you.
Thank
And
you.
I feel like I remember I said something about like you're not going to make the same mistakes that I did. And I don't know. Like I came across saying like, "Oh, I fucked up." Like you've got a good head on your shoulders. Um but it's like cool to see like you have long hair and like I was like, "Oh shit, like
Yeah,
I grew up my hair too." Like so it's just I don't know.
you're a big inspiration to keep it. Because I'm like, man, I don't know anyone who has long curly hair, especially not like maybe girls, but not a lot of guys
Mhm.
commit to it. So Um,
Yeah.
I saw your headshot that you posted somewhere with like the full curls. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
I gotta keep going. I can't stop now.
Yeah, like I grew it out in I was talking to a girl in like high school and I think she said she liked guys with long hair. So I'm like, fucking gonna grow out my hair out for this girl. Um I don't know how deep we want to go into my life story, but she was like someone I fell in love with in like high school. And then she was like dating a guy, broke up with him, and then came out of the closet as lesbian. So it's like if you ever want your heart shattered, like
Yeah,
fall for a lesbian. But no, she's still a good friend. Like we keep in touch. She's cool.
well, that's good.
Um,
So when did it hit for you that you were graduated? Because right now, I don't know if it's just my case because I have like four different ceremonies because of COVID, or if it's a normal thing to feel like graduation isn't real until at least a few months after.
um, I feel like I don't know if you want to get like philosophical. Sometimes I feel like nothing's real, you know,
Mm,
because in a sense it's not. Like Like everything matters, but nothing matters. Um, but when it comes to graduation, like I didn't even care. Like I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to college at all. Like
Oh wow, I didn't
so
know that.
yeah. Like I never thought about college growing up. Like it pretty much was like I was a child my whole life and then my mom was like you got to go to college and then I'm like, well, I guess I got to go to college and then I did that because I had to and then if I could do it all over again, would I go to college? Yes. Would I do a different major? Yes.
What did you end up doing?
Would
Did
I
you do
do
film studies?
No, I actually did theater.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you can do things with it, but like for me, I just feel like it's like a waste of money that I just made. When I
Yeah.
was like when I was a junior, I was like, oh fuck, I should switch to comm. Like comm is communications is so fun. Um, there's so much you can do out of it. In my like that's how I saw it. You had like the journalistic approach, and then you had like the coding approach, and like I thought that was like
Cool.
really cool at the time. And then yeah, I was like, but then I gotta stay here for another 2 years, and I just want to get out. So I stuck with the theater. Um, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I for some because the way we met, like you said, you weren't acting. You were doing script supervision, which also I never
So
got the chance to do, but that seemed like a really hard job.
yeah, that day was weird. Like I was supposed to be, I think, just a production assistant on that set. And then she just asked like, "Oh, our script supervisor isn't here today. Like, would anyone be willing to be script soup?" And I was like, "Oh, like I'll do it," because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But the more I got to know what I was doing, the better I would be in any situation. If that makes sense. Like that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Because I do like the behind the scenes type of thing, and I would like to get involved someday. But then it's just like, how can I juggle both of these when they're both happening around the same times?
Yeah, I know. Plus, you had that job, right? Or did you get the job after you graduated?
So
Worked at the
when
bar,
I
I think.
graduated, no, yeah. So I've been like bartending. I met you when I was doing an internship, and then I started bartending right after that. I learned how to do it. I got into some like a shit bar in Keyport, but actually, that's like mean. I can't say that. I don't know. I went to like a just a shady bar in Keyport, and then after that, I went to like some place in Red Bank that was fancier, and then I went back to Keyport to like a more family type place. But yeah, bartending's always been fun. I wish I would have probably done more though within the film industry while that was going on though.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah. Um,
also you were saying that you acted in so many different things recently that probably won't the films won't go anywhere. But I feel like as an actor, you have to do a lot more hours than you know a sound mixer, where like their first day they're pretty much doing what they want to do.
mhm.
Acting, there's a lot of hoops and
Yeah.
like tears to it.
Yeah. It's really like it's just a game. Like you
Yeah.
just have to learn how to be good at the game. And I just got here. Like I literally just arrived January. It's, like with my feet in the ground. So
Yeah.
now it's just like, okay, like from here the race is on. And it's been feeling a lot like Animal Crossing. Um, have you ever played?
No, I've seen you post a lot about it. I know you like it a lot. I have
Okay.
a few friends who play it, but I don't even play freaking. The only thing I can play is Minecraft.
Mhm.
That
So I don't
yeah.
know how like dumb. I don't know if this is gonna sound dumb, but for like people listening to the podcast, if you've never played Animal Crossing, all that happens is like in the game, you just have this little person that's you now, and then you just have to do everything you do in real life in the game. So you get a house, and then you have to pay off the debt in the house. But for some reason, they make it peaceful enough, and they make it like trimming a tree, not a tree, like pruning a bonsai tree. It's like something you do that calms your stress. Um, so yeah, so that's Animal Crossing. uh, and I totally forgot where I was going with that.
Is that kind of like Stardew Valley? I don't know if you
Yes,
played that.
I've never played it, but I've been tempted because I heard it's very addicting.
I've gotten so close. Like, if I'm to get a new game, I'm probably gonna get Stardew Valley because I don't think it's even that much. But people just spend
Yeah, I
hours
feel
on
like
it. So
it.
relaxing.
Okay, I just got Pokemon Snap, and it's it's not as like enticing as I wanted it to be.
Oh, really? So what console is it on?
So this is on Switch. I only have the Switch.
Okay,
I'm a very lame person, and I'm a very broke person. So
Switch is
yeah, so
pretty decent though.
yeah, it's been coming. I don't know. For me, it is. I feel like real gamers probably would be like, nah, like I need to play this, this, and that.
Right.
Me, it's like, yeah, I'm cool with Pokemon games and Animal Crossing and like a Zelda game every once in a while. So
Yeah. There's a guy I think like um probably a 20-year-old dude just walking around these boxers that look like undies right now, and that's like all he has on. It's bizarre.
where are you in Connecticut?
Definitely not. It's not warm here. We're like mainland. Near. I don't know if you know
What's the
Waterbury.
temperature?
Oh,
No.
it's definitely not high enough. Let me see. It's
I'll
all
tell you
right. It's
mine.
61 supposedly, but there's also clouds over us.
Okay. Okay. I'm
What do you
68
got?
over
Like
here.
90?
No, no, it's actually not that hot. It's LA is a conundrum, dude. It's not what I expected it to be like at all. Like
Wow.
it's so weird. They don't get hit with the heat, I heard, until later in the year. So like yes, this is summer, but like right now it's only 68 degrees. You go outside and like the sun will make you feel warmer, but like the air is like 68 degrees,
Yeah,
if
that
that
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
So
Like it's really only the air.
is it comfortable? Or is it like too cold?
Yet it no, it is comfortable. It does get too cold like in January. It's a different kind of cold. The humidity is all like sewn out of it. So it just goes straight to your bones. Like you
Oh my
get
god.
cold so quickly. Like at least I do. I don't know if it's because I'm a vegetarian, like I don't have enough meat in my bones, but it's like I I get fucking cold now. Back in the day I was like a furnace, but I could have just been like poor dieting. I don't know.
That's crazy.
This is yeah, this is fun. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Sorry if I'm rambling, but
No, this podcast is just a big ramble. That's just how they go. I
this is
was
like
so
this is
I
my first time being on a podcast, so I'm excited.
ooh. I hope it's a good
Yeah.
first time. The
But
one thing that I do with guests is that I have a list of questions that I just like, you know,
yeah,
ask the same ones, and then it's cool to see everyone's different sort of takes on this stuff.
yeah.
So this one
Do
is
you
a new
see a lot
one.
of people? Yeah.
Oh,
Now I
what are you
like
saying?
want to go back. Like now I want to go back and like listen to all the episodes of the people that you interviewed and hear their like what directions they all took.
You gotta stay tuned. The season's coming out this week, hopefully, probably, and
Okay.
from that's the majority of my guests. The main guy that I really enjoyed talking to before that was Joey Spills. He's this guy who lives in Oregon or Washington, something like that.
Damn.
Um, the other one was like a CBD oil email copywriter. So it was kind of like really thinky and not not like laid back, but still
Mm-hmm.
cool in its own way. That was my first guest, and that was insane. He just reached out.
Oh wow, he reached out. Damn, that's sick.
He's from Norway or something.
That's
But
so cool.
anyways, are there any Grateful Dead songs that you never really got into until recently? Like I for me, Black Peter, I didn't really like it all until this year. I always thought it was like grating.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah. I think Hell in a Bucket.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I always looked at it as like this weird macho type of song, and I was like, this is like so cheesy. Like it's so 80s. I hate the 80s. So like seeing that just like turns me off. And then I'm super biased, but I'm a big John Mayer fan, like Patrick, you know that. And it's like his Hell in a Bucket from November 1st, 2019 is the greatest Hell in the Bucket I've ever heard in my entire life. And it gets me so pumped up. Like, it's unbelievable. And that song has totally changed on me. Like, that vibe, like, the power and, like, grit that John's playing with is so powerful to me. It just like
That is true.
makes me want to run. Tell me about Black Peter. Like what changed? What? No,
So
seriously.
that one and Gamora came on at the same time. They're like really simple songs for me, and there's not a lot there. They use a lot of just void in their music. Like it's just guitar usually or laid back instruments for both of them. But it's
Gamora
with Black Peter. I just tried to play one time and I was like, holy fuck, this is so well written. Because you never really listen to the lyrics until you learn it, but it's just about death. It's like, holy fuck.
Dude, do you know what I just like learned the lyrics to? This is gonna sound like super dumb, but I forgot the name of it. How did I forget the name?
Cream Puff War, obviously.
Oh, definitely Cream Puff War. That it blew me away. I didn't know what was going on, and then once it hit me, I was in another dimension. No, I'm gonna pull it up.
What
my memory is failing me.
Decade was it from?
No, it's Dead and Company. I don't know. I'm so biased. I think I listened to more Dead and Company than the Grateful Dead.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like I'm a big John Mayer fan, and I love his style. So it's like cool hearing him interpret the songs.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm really, I guess, a Mayer head, but I do love the Grateful Dead. Like the Cornell show is good, and I have this other show like April something. I've sent it to you before. It's Jerry's Peggio. Jerry's Peggio blows me away. It has so much emotion. It makes me like want to cry. Oh man. Okay. Sorry that I'm taking so long.
Peggio is one that I haven't really got into yet.
Really?
Because I thought when I first heard it, it was so sad and depressing. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be sad. So I'm just like gonna tune out while they play it.
This is the song or the version that got me into Peggio because I didn't know of it. It was the first time listening to it. Simon and Garfunkel. They have their own version. It's very upbeat and bright.
Holy shit.
Even though they're talking about sadness. Yeah. And then after that I heard I think the Grateful Dead's version of it. And I liked it, but it wasn't like I don't know. I think the Grateful Dead's version is better than Dead and Company's version of Peggio. What else was I gonna say about that? Oof. Yeah.
I don't think there's many songs that Dead and Company could do better than the Grateful Dead. Like for me, that never really happens unless you're live and it's happening. But just listening back, it's not the best music ever made.
And I 100% agree with that. And I'm not saying Dead and Company is better than the Grateful Dead at all. It's just like my personal preference. I got
that. Yeah, you're talking about songs that like just spoke to you.
Yeah, because they're two different bands, like completely, and they're not even on the same category. But I just got used to listening. So it's a Broke Down Palace is a song that I didn't really know the words, like what it meant.
Oh
until like I was thinking about it a lot. I was singing it a lot, and then I was like fucking crying on the side of the road. I was like I was driving home from a job that I did, and I fucking like sang out the lyrics, and it just hit me, and like I fucking had a little cry. Like, damn, I don't have feelings like that. What the fuck is that?
Broke Down is a good one.
Yeah. I didn't like the way I interpreted it was like he's pretty much writing a letter the narrator to like death or like to life. Like and it just made me so sad that like it's like thank you for my body, like thank you for everything, like mom, like blah 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 blah. Like that's how I looked at it. Like
so going off of that,
that's
like what kind of because this show we like to talk about weed, of course, and one thing that you realize just like, oh shit, there's so many moments kind of like that where it just like breaks you down and you just have like a whole like moment. It happens a lot with weed, and you just kind of forget about it until it's right in front of your face. So what kind of stuff like that has happened to you?
Yeah. I don't have like the best relationship with weed. It gives me a lot of anxiety, so I have to take only a little bit of it.
Yeah. I feel that.
I could be chill from it, but like I don't know if you saw me take the hits, but I only take like 3 or 4 hits, and I'm fucking like gone. So I had to like be careful and shit. Like okay, I have bad paranoia, and sometimes the weed will like exemplify that, and
like the
I'll be
negative parts
lost
of it?
in that other. Yeah, to like the negative parts. I'll be lost in that dimension, and then like. Yeah, and you're there for it feels like an hour, but it's only been like a second. And then once you snap back into reality and like you're not high anymore, like you don't think about that at all. But
That's true.
it's crazy how it'll like steal time from you and you don't know what's going on. Like you're just way too high and then like and then it snaps out and then you're back and then like I don't know. It's just weird. That takes so much time out of your day, it feels. But it just slows everything down.
That's true. Yeah, for me, I try to just like do 2 hours like twice a week or something like that. I can't handle every day. You're right about it taking up time, because an hour turns to 3. You know.
Yeah, like okay, so the worst paranoid experience I've ever had with weed, I would say was like a month ago. I like did like delivery driving or something. I don't know. I did something, and then when my job was done, I'm a bad person, and I smoked weed and then drove home. Like it's not the worst thing, but it's definitely not a good thing to do. People probably do it all the time, but it's with me, it's like you never know, so I shouldn't be doing it. So I don't condone that, but I don't do it anymore. I stopped, but I drove down home and I like past kids that were like playing on their skateboards or whatever, and I just like let them do whatever they had to do, and then I turned them onto my block, parked my car, and then for some reason when I was like back home, I was like thinking about that, and I ended up convincing myself that I hit the kid with my
Oh my
car,
God.
and then hit and ran it, and then just went in my house. So then I was sitting in my house thinking like the cops were gonna come after me and like people were yelling at me, but it was just like neighbors talking and I could hear it outside, but my brain twisted it. Um, and then yeah, nothing happened, and I just like wasted time sitting and worrying on my bed. Like,
Damn.
and then in my head, I had to like teach myself that your mindset is in control of what happens in a sense, because like if you're feeling down, your brain's only going to point to more things down. So if you just think about more uplifting, or if like you take your spirit out of like a dark place, you could make it a better experience.
So what have you had like really positive experiences on weed that sort of left the same sort of impact on you, but in reverse?
I feel like I haven't in a while, but it just makes me feel like a little bit relaxed sometimes.
Okay.
It feels cool. Like I can't explain it. Like what it does to your body and brain. Like
Yeah, it's true. It's just hard to explain.
our senses are just so weird, and the way that they get heightened and or even like decreased like is just very interesting.
Yeah.
Because like it'll make you weed can make you like, for lack of a better word, a fucking idiot. Like, and then like
That's for sure.
you're like duh. So like I've been there when it's I don't know, like ordering food high. Oh,
I
no,
was just gonna
thanks.
say. I was
No,
literally just gonna say. I took like 5 minutes to order something on a Wendy's one time in the drive-thru, and I was obviously stoned in the passenger seat. It's like holding everyone up. It's like, what the fuck?
But it's true. Like once I tied my shoe, and it felt like a half hour. Like my friend was like waiting. Like, why did that take so long? I'm like, I don't know. Like I have no words for you.
Yeah.
No positive experience. It kind of I don't know. I feel like it's a good little substitute for like shrooms when it comes to like spirituality. But in my opinion, like I would take mushrooms over marijuana any day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had a really bad experience with mushrooms. For the first night at Folsom Field in 2019, way out in Boulder, I took like 2 to-go cups, like to-go sauce little things, like chocolate mushroom mix, and I got so tripped out. Well, it hailed on the first song, so they had to pause the concert. It was crazy. And I was trying to stay positive and everything, but then I got thirsty and there was no water fountains anywhere. So I just fucking like walked out of the theater and just wandered through Boulder looking for water and stuff. I felt like I was dying. I never went back to the concert. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's rough. No, but concerts can be war zones, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry you had such a bad experience though on mushrooms, but I'm glad like nothing, like you didn't see anything happen that made you freak out and like run out. Like, I guess it was just good that you got thirsty and not like paranoid and you need medics or anything.
No, I just felt like it was so intense. It felt like my vision was tunnel visioning, just like blacking out, but not actually like about to pass out, but just the hallucination or something, I guess, narrows. And I thought I was gonna pass out dead because I felt so like there's just tightness all over my body, like I was fucking like that body was failing. But someone said that taking mushrooms or psychedelics is like practicing death because you end up doing that a lot, thinking you're about to die but not. You're just getting a whole new like a refresh button.
I've never heard that before. That's really interesting.
You'd probably like you might know him already. What's his name? He's the guy who does the something Hamilton Morris.
Hamilton. I don't know.
Oh man,
I'll look
him
him up. I'll follow him.
He's on Hulu. Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. He just goes around the world to take different drugs, and he takes them himself.
What?
And it's like Vice is producing it, so it's like a really high quality. It's crazy.
Oh wow, like Peter Stamets. I've seen that guy. I think. Yeah, I think he was on O'Teal's podcast.
Yes, he was. O'Teal's podcast is awesome.
I only listen to it when I see people that look interesting, and I don't really know the community a lot, so I don't know half the people they talk about or talk to. So it's
they really dig deep.
I'm very closed-minded, and I need to open up, but also like I don't know. I need to learn how to time manage first, and then I have to learn how to like enjoy things. Yeah.
I think I don't know how this happened, but I really delved in and drank the Kool-Aid with the whole community. But I definitely there's a lot of recognizable faces, and not just that, but really talented people on there. Like I don't know if you know Marcus King or
no.
I think the guy who does Widespread Panic. I've never heard I've heard his playing, but I've never like fully appreciated it. I've never had the opportunity, but
yeah,
he's on there.
See, I should probably go to like a jam band festival because I don't know the community at all. Like I couldn't really tell you a Fish song.
Yeah.
I'm very like closed-minded in a sense where it's like I stick to like certain music and then I don't get out of that realm, and it's definitely a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy like this. Like I'm digging deep into Bob Dylan right now.
Yeah, celebrating his 80th.
Yeah, man. Like I watched No Direction Home that night, and the documentary was just amazing. It was really good. It left me like so like inspired to listen to his music and like figure him out.
Yeah, his early stuff when he's really melodic with the singing is awesome.
Mm-hmm. His
just
guitar
him
playing
sitting
too.
down with the guitar. Yeah.
I didn't realize he was such a like fantastic finger picker.
Does the documentary show a lot of that?
No, not really. But listening to his older songs. Like,
okay.
That are just him and a microphone. Like you could tell, like, holy shit, like he's got style. Like he's really good.
True.
It's like it's like folky but classical.
This reminds me. Do you like? Oh, sorry. You're still going. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
There's a movie actually that I think you would enjoy, where it's like an alternate universe kind of comic book superhero thing, but none of the heroes actually exist. And it's set in an alternate 1970 or something. Nixon gets a second term instead of resigning. But anyway, the soundtrack is insane.
What is it called?
Zack Snyder does it. It's called Watchmen.
Oh, Watchmen? Okay. I've seen like a clip of it or something. I know. I gotta check that out.
It's a very bizarre movie, unique.
See, like I hate superhero movies, but I feel like because that's like an anti-superhero movie, I think I like it.
They're all terrible people.
Because they probably go against a lot of tropes, and that's probably something I'd rather watch than like fucking Iron Man or something or Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. But the reason I was mentioning was the soundtrack is all like Bob Dylan solo acoustic stuff, or like really esoteric, I guess.
Okay.
70s music.
And I feel like that's bizarre. On HBO, but I would watch that.
Oh, that's the series. Yeah, Watchmen. The movie is the main one. The series I haven't checked out yet, but I think it's like a spin-off.
Okay. I'll watch the movie first then, if I could find it. It's probably streaming somewhere.
Yeah, the way I found it was back before I even had Netflix, but I don't think it was anywhere. I think it was on Netflix as like DVD only. But that was literally like 2010, so who knows where it is now. It probably is on HBO, the way the world is going, or Paramount Plus.
Yeah, it's so crazy how fast the world is advancing around us. It is and it's not. Like you look outside and like people are still fucking stupid and fat and like.
I think people are just really adaptable. Like the phone is a completely new way we communicate or like interact with the world, and now it's a thing. Now it's the thing.
But
I can't even imagine a world before.
I mean, I remember it, and like I kind of want to go back to it. Like
you remember it?
Some days before the internet, yeah, a little
before,
bit.
Like, wow.
I remember computers, but like, and I remember like not having a cell phone.
Yeah, that's mainly what I'm thinking of, because the internet's kind of old, or like the internet I don't think changed a lot. It was when phones came in that it was like a third limb.
The internet did change a lot. Like, or not like the internet, but like the early internet for kids in a sense, because like you probably had AIM and shit. Like we used to be on AIM on our like family computer, like talking to our friends.
Texting? Wow.
Yeah. It was like an instant chat messenger. It was
I
on
was
AOL,
right at the tail end of that.
Yeah, so like you probably didn't have a MySpace.
No, I was also right at the tail end. I started getting introduced to computers like 2006, probably, way after.
Generations are so weird. Like, okay, so I was born in 1995. I feel old. Like, I feel like I'm old now, but I know I look young. So it's this weird, it's really weird. So like people tell me like, oh, you're such a baby, because like they find out I'm 26, and it's like I feel old. Like,
no, 1995. Like a lot of stuff happened between now and then, but I still don't think it was that long ago.
It really wasn't. But like it's almost 30 years ago though, which is weird.
That is true. That is true.
1990, yeah. So it's like, fuck, I'm gonna be 30 in 4 years. Sounds like a long time, but it really isn't.
No, but yeah, it is weird that even just a year or two makes a huge generational gap now. I think technology, like you said, is going so fast.
Yeah, like we probably watched completely different cartoons. Like there's a chance. Like
maybe SpongeBob will be the one.
Like, SpongeBob ties generations together.
Let's true.
Just make that a statement. Let's just put that in law.
Yeah, we love SpongeBob on this podcast. This is a SpongeBob.
Yes, this is a
podcast.
pro SpongeBob podcast. Having a podcast is fun, man. That's so sick that you have a podcast. Like,
I've talked to a lot of interesting people because of it, and I'm really thankful for the ability to even do something like this, because, like, again, this is like a result of technology and being able to Skype in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, I have a really dumb idea for a podcast, but I don't want to talk about it on the air. So when the
Alright.
call's over, I could tell you about it. But I don't know if I'm ever gonna do it because it's not a good idea. So we'll talk about that after the
Yeah, we'll
break.
definitely talk about
that. No, we were on something really. We're on SpongeBob. Okay,
Oh,
so if I
animation
meet
that we
someone,
watched.
yes, like if I meet someone today and I laugh at something and it's like blah 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 from this episode of SpongeBob or something, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like I don't never watch SpongeBob. I'm just like, man, like we can't hang. Like I'm out. Like it's weird being on set and like people don't know like an episode reference. And it's like, oh man, SpongeBob actually was very pivotal for our generations, like with how we taste comedy. Like look at the meme culture that has embraced. And I think meme culture does come from SpongeBob in a sense because like they do like really awkward close-ups on like certain characters that reveal like gross like feelings,
Extremely
and
detailed.
then like yeah, and now you'll see like not even SpongeBob, but you'll see someone else do that with something else, and it's like wow. I don't know what's going on in my apartment.
And it's okay.
I got 3 roommates, so it's like a TV show in here.
Yeah, exactly. Like a sitcom. What is this?
Yeah,
Friends?
I could. Yeah, it's 2 actors, or actually 3, including me, and 1 musician.
Oh man.
And we're trying to tear this town apart. We're taking over Los Angeles.
How did you find roommates? Did you use like speaking of technology, like a website or something, or?
I use Facebook religiously. I
Wow,
hate
okay.
it for a social media website, but when it comes to apartments, when it comes to just buying things, Facebook. Like I don't use really Craigslist anymore. It's all Facebook.
Interesting.
But I hate Mark Zuckerberg and I hate billionaires. So it's like, but he doesn't get any of that money. Like these are from the marketplace and shit. So it's like, yeah.
They must take some sort of cut.
No, I don't think they do because I've done stuff through them. Like maybe with like shipping and stuff like that, but I've sold things on Facebook and it's just like Craigslist. It's just a better software than Craigslist, so it's easier to manipulate and use.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But
so,
yeah, like there's like if you ever want to move to New York, like let me know. I could send you a Facebook group that like has like people with like housing and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'll send that to you as soon as like we're done talking, because I know you're thinking about it. So
yeah, for sure. Because I've never really I'm kind of afraid of Facebook Marketplace. I was looking for a guitar.
Yeah.
And someone recommended that to me. It just doesn't seem like a real thing, but I guess like you said, nothing is real, so it should be fine.
Nothing is real. It works. I got a guitar. I got a couple guitars, and I got rid of a couple guitars off Facebook Marketplace. My acoustic guitar right now from Facebook Marketplace. It was in the box. Like the guy bought a guitar and then just never touched it. Like I think he broke his hand or something.
Yeah.
And it's like damn, like
the
the universe
guitar.
works in mysterious ways. Yeah. No, it's not.
That's what you think.
I love this guitar. Yeah, you never know. I might have to get a new one. Don't get that idea stuck in my head.
Oh my god.
I'm looking at electrics, but I have one from in New Jersey, so it's like I gotta send that over. Like,
all right.
Bring it on the plane.
You can get just a cheap electric out there, like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing.
Generic
like
one.
Buying like, yeah, it's either that or just like, I don't know. I kind of want to buy a Gretsch, but I also kind of want to buy a Telecaster. Like, I'm not gonna buy like Made in America, but I do want to buy something nice.
Yeah, I'm looking to get a Gibson or an Epiphone SG. So not necessarily Gibson level, but still SG like.
Yeah,
I think they're beautiful.
Honestly, my opinion, because that SG was my first electric guitar. It was an Epiphone. It was like the cherry red one.
Oh.
It's got crazy neck dive.
Ooh.
So yeah, like as soon as like you stand up, or at least my shoulders with the guitar, it would just slide. So yeah, I got so fed up. I was like, I gotta get something else. I heard the Gibsons might be better, so I would just recommend like save up a little more and get like the Gibson Studio or something, or like lower series.
Nah, I think
Standard.
the thing I want to do with it, just get it as quick as I can. I don't care if it's worse or whatever. I want to have a guitar that I can plug into my computer and do funky shit with.
Yeah. You should get a travel guitar then.
I could do that, yeah.
Because they're like good quality, and then like they're also like these small little things that you could just have hanging around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get probably a really, really cheap acoustic to bring around to Dead and Company. My friend's was the guy I'm doing the documentary with. Mm-hmm. I guess he's like the main guy.
Yeah.
He was telling me, we need to bring in some acoustic guitars and do some promo for the band, I guess, like a little mini set in the parking lot. That sounds like a lot of fun, but I don't want to bring my guitar around. I brought it to Peach when I went 2 years ago, and I felt like so anxious that someone just going to take it.
So yeah, I'd probably be freaking out too.
Yeah, but
like I keep mine in my car sometimes, but it's in the case, and I usually have like something over it.
Right.
Yeah, you got to try to trick these people. You can't trust anybody.
Yeah. Man, so what is California like right now in terms of masks?
I really don't know. Like we're all wearing them indoors. You'll see like some people do the nose thing. Yeah. So like June 15th is the day that we're supposed to not be able to wear masks anymore.
Oh, okay.
Are you already free? Like, if that makes sense.
Well, the thing is, it's basically the only real mandates right now are the restaurants, and even then, like as of 2 days ago, they're not really enforcing anything. So I think it's just kind of depends on if the state wants to do a new law or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's basically free. I mean, we just had a Memorial Day parade. I just went to a concert yesterday, so we're chilling in Connecticut.
No, that's sick. Because I think Jersey just opened things up the other day.
Yeah, I think Trey is playing at the Atlantic City spot.
That's crazy.
He's going to be the first person in the to play a full capacity venue at the Beacon Theater since COVID started.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm on my phone trying to send you this group on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't find your Facebook, and I was like, am I not friends with him on Facebook? So I just sent it. I texted it to you.
Okay.
I like couldn't find you. I'm like, Jesus, am I high or like am I dumb?
I never use Facebook. I never go on sprees of adding people. I just do whatever Facebook recommends to me. Like, oh, I know that person. I put like 0.1% of effort into Facebook, mostly because that's where I do my calls for film.
Yeah, Facebook is a place you really don't need to care about.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's like you just have to prove that you're a person, so when you try to sell things online, they trust you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Are there other questions?
Oh, well, I think we went through the big ones, and some of them sort of collide or connect with each other. I guess a fun one that I've been wanting to ask just whatever stoner their opinion on what your favorite rolling paper is if you use them.
Honestly, I'm so new to the game. Like out here, I started on edibles. I started on edibles first, and then now I just got into like bud or flower, whatever they call it these days. So like what's up?
It's interchangeable, bud and flower. But
yeah,
sorry, you were saying.
So like, no, you're good. I just cheaped out and I bought like the zigzag cones. So you just stuff it in and you're good to go.
So do they help you fill the joint, or is it just the shape?
So it's like it's like already pre-rolled in a sense. So it's like pre-rolled as a cone, and then so then you just fill it up with the weed, and they give you like a little cardboard stick to push it in there. So I feel like a lab scientist.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, so I've been doing that. I sometimes I think about rolling, and then I like also remember how frustrating I can get frustrated I can get, like when things don't go your way and like it rips, or then you got to start over. So this rolling thing, or like the cone thing, is just easier.
Yeah,
I'm a lazy boy.
I think I would roll and like use a bong and all that stuff a lot more, if I was living by myself. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Friends of the podcast know, but this is your first time. My parents are not into weed at all, like 0%. So it's a little rough.
Yeah, my parents aren't either. I think both of them have tried it. My dad might have been a pothead at one point after having kids or so, or before kids. But yeah. Other than that, like growing up though, they never did weed. It was like taboo. Like I got caught being high, and like my mom like got emotional. Like it's definitely frowned upon here. But I think my mom knows I do it now out here. But yeah, I started smoking weed in senior year of high school, and then like I kind of like was on and off with it until like now.
Makes sense.
So now I do it a lot. But yeah, living alone I think definitely makes me want to do it more, because it's like no rules, like type of thing. Like, oh, I could do that, but like I also think I need to limit my use and be more responsible with it, because I think it is like affecting how I live my life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like find an easy medium for it, and just continue like that, because I just don't feel productive.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I try to do it like as little as possible. Maybe the thing I do with it is I wait till way late at night where I'm not going to do anything productive anyway, and just do everything before 10, and afterwards just have a different phase of the day.
Yeah, like I feel like that's like your best case scenario. Like I get really bad like cotton mouth, so like if I do it, like I have to drink or I need water. Like if I do it before sleeping, I'll wake up feeling like I was in a desert for like 3 days.
Oh my god.
So it's like weird. And so like, is this a hangover for me, or am I just like that?
Yeah, who knows?
Okay. Do you want to talk about some dumb things for a second?
Let's do it.
Not so sorry, fan base, if you're not into this, but are you into astrology at all?
Not really.
I never was, man. I was like, that shit's all stupid. It doesn't make sense. Like, there's no point to it. Like, it's all made up bullshit. And then I live my life, and then when people find out what my sign is, they're like, oh, that totally makes sense. Or like, oh, you are such a blank. And it's like, goddamn, like, is this shit real? Is this real? I gotta figure this out. And I feel like to an extent, like, I don't know, it does kind of like hit me right on the head of what I am. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, but I know a lot of that stuff is meant for everyone, and it can apply to everyone.
Yeah. I had a total religion cleanse in high school, and I still sort of came back to religion or some sort of whatever eventually, but astrology was like the first to go. There's like no reason for me to believe in it.
I never looked at it as a religion.
A religion? I don't think it is. I think people who are really into it, it's semi-religious, but yeah, I don't think it was a religion. I was meant to say it was one of the things that was in that sort of category.
Oh man. No, it does make sense. It is like people do have rituals and shit, and I just didn't really think of it that way.
Well, let's see what the.
At this point, the call dropped for some reason, but it came right back.
Astrology, you're going on.
I was going on.
In a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I just think like for someone to say like, oh, these people don't align, or like their star signs don't align, not compatible, like at that point it's just kind of like sort of negative, and toxic territory. I think people take it too far, and I don't want to be part of anything that even has the possibility of that. I don't see any upside of believing in it. So I mean, it might be true. I just don't bother looking into it.
Yeah, like, and I feel like as I get older, I'm starting to look into it because I'm like, maybe there's a reason for everything.
Yeah.
Which there probably isn't, but like, I've noticed I've dated a lot of people with birthdays in like May, and I've broken up with every single one of them. So it's like, okay, so maybe that part isn't compatible, like whatever that sign is. I don't even know what sign it is. I think it's Taurus, but I think there's like Gemini there too. I don't know all the signs. Those two are the right ones, but like I couldn't tell you the rest. But now I'm like trying to meet people that I find attractive and like figure out their sign and be like, is that why I felt a charge to them?
All right, to be honest, I put a lot of this sort of like thought into personality types. I wanted to know everyone's personality type and like how they would align.
You do
with
like
mine.
the Myers
yeah, the INFP, all that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd say the right one if you ask me. Like I did it once and then like I felt like I wasn't truthful with it, and then I did it again and felt more truthful and put it on like my Tinder because I felt like that was the only reason for it, and then I deleted it. So it's just like going off memory. I think I was like ENT like something J.
Oh man.
PJ. Yeah, I don't know, but like, I was talking to a girl with like I went down to Seattle last month, and I visited my friend, and one of her friends was like super into that, like the personality shit. So she was like, "Oh wow, like you're one of those, like those are rare." And I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck any of this means. But my last letter is J, and I learned that it meant judging, and yeah, it's true. I do judge instead of perceive. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta fix that. Judging is not good.
What's the difference?
Well, I mean, like judging, you make a statement about someone before they've opened up their mouth. Perceiving is just like you let them do the talking with their persona in a sense, or just like any situation. Like you could make up your mind for it already, which isn't a bad quality to have. Like, but when it's like in a bad way, I think it could be, because like you could see someone on the street, he looks a certain way, and it's like, oh wow, like I don't know, like this guy looks stupid as fuck. Like what style is that? Like what color hair is that? And then like you talk to them, or like they drop something, you help them, and then they're just like a cool person, and it's like, wow, I just judged them for no reason. Like they're just a person having a good day, and you could be the person who makes it worse, like your negative energy. So yeah but I didn't. I gotta remember mine, and then I'll tell you, or I gotta do it again.
It's probably different from the last time you did
it. Yeah,
I think if it's been like at least a few years, it's probably a little tweaked.
It's probably last year I did it, but it could be different. And like, does it recommend to take it like multiple times every so often?
No, I don't think they recommend it, but I know mine's changed before, so
yeah, it's just crazy because we're just trying to make sense of everything. We're like, okay, this is the best system to figure out what makes sense of this kind of person. We're gonna organize them, put them into a category.
We use Animal Crossing to process grief, something, the grief of existence.
Yeah. I don't know, but sometimes it gets me paranoid because it's like, why am I wasting my time on this machine when I could be doing this stuff in real life?
Isn't there a lot of like writing you can do? Like they call you certain names that you give them.
Wait, what do you mean?
Or like at one point they give you a base or something based on your personality. Like how do they even know that?
What do you mean? In the game?
Yeah, in the game, Animal Crossing.
I don't really know how they get your personality. Like, I think it's just all algorithms based off of like the questions of yes and no's throughout the game and like different options. Like that's my guess. When I get really high, I think that like the game is tracking everything you do.
Oh, do you play that game high?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
Dude, playing video games high is the best, but there's not many that could do it and enjoy it. I feel like a lot of the games I like in real life are these really cool first-person shooters on like a sci-fi stuff. But then when you play it high, it's like, what the? This is so fucking violent. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, like I probably wouldn't be able to play that high, but
That's why we have Animal Crossing.
I've been like watching anime though.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm watching this show called Hunter x Hunter. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But the show changes every season. Like it turns into like a different show, and you're like, what am I watching? Like, how did this start this way? Like, how did I get here from the start of the show? So that's what makes it really interesting. Just good writing and like good use of the form. Do you know what we should talk about that I just saw the other day? Have you ever seen the short film or movie It's Such a Beautiful Day, or It's a Beautiful Day?
Yes.
Dude, I saw that for the first time like 3 days ago.
It's a great one. Is that like the one on Netflix or something?
I don't know if it's on Netflix. I had to get it on Vimeo. I had to like rent it. So if it's on Netflix, I'm gonna be upset because I could have gotten it for free. But man, that movie was so relatable. I was hyped for that. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Like my friend just said we should watch this. He's like this film guy. So that was wild. So much anxiety at some points. So intense, so relatable.
Dude,
it's like the human experience.
I would like fall asleep to watching that. Like I wanted to watch it all the way through one night, and I fell asleep in the middle of it. I tried a different night the same way. I also fell asleep, and then like I kept waking up at the like various points in the movie where it just gets really abstract and dark.
Yeah,
it's a weird one.
It's very postmodern, and like I hate talking like that because you sound like a cliche, but I was blown away.
I think there's another short film that he made, probably also on Vimeo. I forgot what it's something about the future. Like if he might have a page on Vimeo or something, but basically like a little girl goes to the far, far future and talks to her like old self. It's weird.
Wait, say that again? She goes into the future and talks to her old self?
Yeah, so she meets up with herself. She meets up with her. It is kind of a mind fuck. She enters a time machine. She enters a time machine and finds an old version of herself because she's in the future. And the old version of herself, actually, no, the old version of herself comes back and takes her into the future when she's a very little kid, and she doesn't understand what's happening. But she just sees how this like bizarre futuristic, like everyone's downloaded onto the internet, and it's just really bizarre. I don't want to give too much away, but that's the same guy who made It's Such a Beautiful Day has a really good other short film out that's might be hard to find, but it's worth finding.
Okay. No, that's intense.
Oh, it's super intense.
Damn. Yeah, I got to get into that game of like short films. I never really watched many. I stopped watching movies like and stuff. I watch like Seinfeld now and like anime, and I'm trying to get back into the game of like watching movies, but I've been watching the documentary here. I just moved to LA, so now I'm watching like all these old like things you'd probably watch in high school about LA, like on the founding, and like I bought one of those cliche books, The Images of America, Los Angeles, California, so I could learn about the past and like see the like infrastructure and like how to navigate around this town, because it's not built like New York. New York makes sense. Like this place is yes, very bold. But New York City, like you could tell there was a system with like the grid. Like the grid system is amazing. I applaud the grid system. I mean, like I haven't been to enough countries and enough cities to compare it to. Like Reykjavik was very fun, but I think New York is an amazing city, and I miss it, and I definitely want to live there at a point in my life. I'm thinking hopefully in like 3 years or 2 years I can move to New York.
Oh, you want to move back?
Yeah, but it like I'm trying to manifest. Do you do that, or am I gonna sound like a hippie?
No, you could say it.
Okay, I got into like manifesting and shit, and I feel like there is truth that like holds within it, but it depends on how you work. So it's like you can't do nothing and manifest something and expect it to happen. Like, of course, you have to put the time and the money in. So or not the money, but like the time. You have to put the work in it. So hopefully, if things go the right way and like what I'm manifesting comes true, I could move to New York. It's like I just hope I have like enough money and like job opportunities. Like I'm trying to like stay excited about like this new lifestyle that's so like different from New Jersey.
Yeah.
I've just like fallen into like the monotonous habit though, and like I need to get out.
Well,
so
you got, like I said, you got lots of time to figure stuff out. And
I know we're really young.
Like we've been talking this whole first half of the podcast about how fast everything's moving. That you can get a lot done in a year nowadays.
Yeah, I just gotta like put it into gear. It's already June. It's halfway over. So like this is moment of truth, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very fun life, and I don't regret it. Like I'm glad I moved out here. I wish I would have done it sooner, because like I told you like in like texts and stuff, like I wasted like 4 years of my life just sitting at home and like bartending. I had fun and I made memories and shit, but like it's not what I wanted to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
have you been in any really cool casts, or like a cast or someone would recognize an actor?
Yes, I have. I worked on this movie called Stew. It's gonna come out probably in like a year or so. It's Mark Wahlberg in it. Like he's in it. He's playing a boxer. I don't think that's giving anything away. Because it's on the news that he had to like gain 30 pounds or something for the role. Like, so he had to shoot being a boxer, gain 30 pounds in like a couple weeks, and then shoot more scenes for it. And he did it. Like, I saw a picture of him the other day, and he's like, he's fat as fuck now. He was pretty strong when I saw him, like, in the boxing scene. So, like, it's just weird. But then also, it's like, when you look at these fans, or like when you're a fan of these people, or like when you're excited to be on set, you kind of like engulf yourself in like gossip culture, if that makes sense, like superficialness, because it's just like they're just a guy, like that's just someone that just like got good at art enough that like it changed you or like moved you in a certain way, but they're still just a person. So it's like hard to keep your reality on when you see someone and get like starstruck. I wasn't really starstruck for him. Like, I wasn't really starstruck for him. But when I saw Mel Gibson, I was kind of like, holy fuck, like, that's Mel Gibson. It's like, I don't even know if people like him anymore, but that's Mel Gibson. Like,
yeah, because you've seen him so much. Probably so many hours of your life you've been looking at his face for whatever reason.
Yeah, and I'm not even, like, a huge fan, but I think, like, I don't know, maybe the Lethal Weapons just made me think he was awesome. But yeah, who else have I seen? Oh, man. I'm gonna tell you one person off the podcast because I signed an NDA, so I don't want to get in trouble for that. And then I feel like I've seen like celebrities here and there, but I try not to talk to them unless like it feels like inviting, or like I don't know. There really isn't an opportunity to talk to these people. Like you're in different quarters the whole time. They don't eat together. Like they're in their trailer. you sit like in a different area. Yeah. When you shoot the scene, I'm usually background because I'm like so new. I'm trying to like figure all this out. So yeah,
what year was
I'm in the back.
The movie set in?
Oh, the 90s. So they wanted.
Can you tell me what kind of 90s stuff they do, or is that also NDA?
No, I didn't have to sign an NDA for that. I don't think. Honestly, the scene I was in only had boxing, so it's like they had to tell us to like leave our phones in the holding area and like just react or just like do whatever you do at a boxing show. And I asked for like a notepad. So then I had like my little prop, like I was like waging bets on the fight or some shit.
Oh my god.
I don't know. You have fun with it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, you're out there doing what you want to do. One thing I always tell myself when I'm like high and freaking out about what I'm doing, I'm just like, bro, I sort of think of all the things that are going on currently. I'm just like, got a lot of good stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
Creative people have to do.
Like, it's hard to ground yourself and be like, man, like, I'm still doing really well. Like, I'm like, sometimes you got to pause life and be like, I'm proud of myself. Like, I'm proud that I did this or like got here.
Yeah.
Like, and doing that. So it's just a balance of like trying to be proud of yourself, but also pushing yourself and not letting you like be lazy. Because I'm very lazy.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, where is there good hiking around where you are? Do you have to drive for a while to get there?
You have to drive for a little bit for me. I've been like walking around my neighborhood recently and like trying to find out like all the secret little hidden nooks and crannies and like staircases and bridges and stuff to walk over. So I found like a couple, like, or I found like a route that I like. But if you want to go on a real hike, yeah, you're probably going to need to drive. But LA, the way that the roads work, like they're good, but it sucks. Like if we had better public transportation, I think like it would be a totally different city. But like driving there, it is convenient. Like it only takes like 10 minutes to get somewhere. That's pretty like if you were to walk there, it would take you hours. like it blows me away. It's like, okay, this is a 10-minute drive. How much of a bike ride? 40 minutes? What the fuck? Like that's insane. Yeah. I haven't like I like doing trails and like climbing like little mountain things. Like I don't have equipment. I like boulder and stuff, so I'm not a professional and I'm really bad at it, but I like to have fun and like try to get to like the top of things sometimes if it's like within reason. Yeah. But I don't own like hiking equipment, and I probably should someday get like hiking boots or some form of that.
Yeah, I think good boots are good investment.
Yeah, I hear good things. Like, but when I went to Seattle, I drove back home and I like stopped at a couple places. I wish I was prepared for Yosemite when I went to Yosemite because you can't even fathom how beautiful that is. Like, and like I wanted to go on it and like I don't know, do a couple hikes in there, but there was like snow on the ground in some areas and it was really cold. So I was like, damn, like elevation's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's like I don't remember, maybe like 6,000 feet up. maybe like 4,000. Sequoia National Park was higher. It's crazy.
Aren't the roads super narrow too? Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. What were you doing way up in the Pacific Northwest?
Oh, my friend lives in Seattle. So, yeah, this is going to be weird to put on a podcast, but my friend Ainsley, I met her on Tinder, and we just became friends. Like, we never really. She was in the Coast Guard, and I was like trying to do acting stuff. I think I was attracted to her at first, and then like now we're just friends. But we talk a lot, and then like I talked to her today. She's just like a friend, and then she's now stationed in Seattle. Now she's underway. She's like by Canada in the water, in the ocean. But she's stationed in Seattle normally at this, and I just visited her. I wanted to do like some Seattle things, but yeah, we hung out, got to like meet her friends, and like went out to a restaurant. And then like on the way back, I'm like, I'm gonna try to go on hikes and shit. So yeah, on the way back, I stopped at like Mount St. Helens, and then I like turned around because it was like getting snowy and shit. I was like, yeah, my car's not gonna be able to deal with this right now.
Oh right, I remember.
And then yeah, I ended up getting into like I took a different route in Oregon, and then it was snowing all over me, and I was like, oh my god, like how is it still snowing here? But the elevation was super high there, which like freaked me out because I didn't have service for some of it, and it's like, man, like you could really die out here, like if something were to happen. Yeah, but that's what's crazy. Like I think if I am gonna die, I think I'd want to die on the road.
Oh my god.
Well,
I don't think
was
it'd be a
thinking about
very
it
pleasant
after.
death though.
Yeah, it depends. Like, I feel like I'd like to die like natural causes. Like, oh, he just died in his sleep on the road.
Oh my god.
But I'd
black
rather have
out.
that than. Yeah, just like take a nap in like the back of the car and then like wake up and then you're dead. Have you ever seen Scary Movie 3?
I think when I was really young.
They have a joke
Which
about
one was
like
that?
waking up dead. It's like Scream they do again.
Oh, I think that.
And then like The Ring.
Yeah.
They have Samara from The Ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Hart was in it with Anthony. What was it?
Kevin Hart. Oh my god.
Yeah, but before he was Kevin Hart, I'm pretty sure it was him. It's him and Anthony Anderson, and they have like this Abbott and Costello joke bit type thing about waking up dead. It's
Damn.
so good. It's like because when you die, it's like I don't know. When you go to sleep, you laugh, and when you wake up, you're dead. It's like fuck, like that's so good, but it's like it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Joke writing looks fun. I want to learn how to write so I could try to get into that business.
Yeah, I think writing is really like it's like acting where you have to do a lot of like work with no pay for a long time.
That sucks.
Well, at least with acting, you get paid for a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, depending on the job.
Yeah.
I try to do paid work. Sometimes I don't, but like, I don't know. I don't want it to be like a waste of time. When I know it's technically not a waste of time, it's just like maybe a waste of money.
Yeah.
To do free things. But you could learn a lot and you make a lot of connections from them. So like, it does show good work ethic. Like when I met you, I was like volunteering in a sense, like for I don't even remember her name. Who's making After Hours, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Sorry, I couldn't name drop you. Who? Yeah,
dude,
but
I was on this one set. I'm remembering right now. It was probably the weirdest set. These two like burglars break into a house, right? And they're sneaking around, and the dude who lives there is like this insane guy with like they just like played up this massive foot fetish where they were tied the two burglars were tied to a chair with like everything tied up except their feet. It was a very bizarre thing.
Like someone you went to school with wrote this though?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
They had like a big budget and everything. They had real actors. It would have been cool to go ahead and try to do a film like that, but I guess I did a documentary, so it's pretty much the same thing. But just being able to write something, just okay, we're getting actors to do this crazy shit. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good industry.
It's a very interesting industry.
So, what kind of music stuff are you doing right now? Have you been you're talking about you're trying to get a guitar, but have you been practicing at all?
Yeah, I practice. But I feel like I haven't been practicing as well as I was. It's definitely more lazy type practicing. More of like habits, just doing things that I like, but without learning anything to make it even better. But I've written a couple songs that like since I've been out here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I haven't really been inspired recently though. But yeah, I've written songs that like make me happy, and like I'll send them to some friends. Like I usually like write songs for people if that makes sense. Like it's like, oh, this like reminds me of you, and like and here like that's for you in a sense. But yeah, I haven't had like the inspiration to write something in a while, but I miss it, and like I really want to get back to doing covers on Instagram.
Yeah, it's
like,
fun.
I had fun with that, even though I messed up every single one of them, and like it would piss me off. But it's just like, you know what? Like I'm gonna give them what I'm gonna give them. Like I'm gonna give people the real me. I'm not gonna fucking like. I'll try to get the most perfect take I can, but one I could only get as perfect as this, which is me fucking up. So have it, like take it. I don't know. I'm not the kind of musician that makes a perfect take. I'm the kind that just like gives up.
Yeah. I recorded some stuff with a band recently, and they it was just a long thing. They were going to take one song out of or something, so we weren't going to publish it all. But on the songs that sounded really good because we already had a good take, we just didn't play the ending for some reason. It just fizzled out.
Did you play the guitar or saxophone?
The saxophone.
Yeah.
And it was good.
They didn't do an ending?
It was like Shakedown Street. It just went, and then everyone just progressively stopped over like a second for no reason. Just fizzled.
Well, that's kind of cool though that you're on like time that you can do that.
Yeah, that's true. Just move on to the next thing.
It's a good quality. I feel like to have that connectiveness to know when the end of the song is there.
Did I send you the Gumbo Jam?
I don't know if you did.
This was that same day I was recording with them, and I was on sax, and was a drummer, a bassist, and a guitarist. And the guitarist was mainly doing rhythm stuff. It was interesting. The Gumbo Jam on Ship of Fools YouTube channel. I'll send it. I'll send it to you.
I'll find it right now. I got my laptop.
Sweet, you're prepared.
I'll listen to it after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did what's it called on my laptop. I did Skype on my laptop, and then I have like Bluetooth headphones hooked in.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
Ship of Fools. Okay, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was cool. So this summer we're playing a bunch of shows in like New York, pretty much.
That's so cool.
I think I can set up a live stream going because I have a camera, and if I just get the right software on my laptop, I could probably swing something.
See, you could trust that, like having your laptop somewhere, just sitting with a webcam, like watching for. Like I feel like someone might be up to something.
Yeah, that's true.
It depends if you have like, I don't know, get your girlfriend to do it.
So one of them, it's we're doing a festival, which
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's just so like surreal to me even just saying that I'm doing this. But it's a Deadhead festival. It's probably like a smaller one, and then some place celebrating Jerry's birthday.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Sick. And I'm excited to do more sax. To be honest, I feel like I'm so rusty, and the more I play, I'm able to like unlock the next sort of trick or whatever.
No, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
Like you just keep learning and you keep getting better. It's crazy. Like I'm not that good, I'll be honest. Like am I better than other people? Some, yeah, like people who like that I grew up with in town. They're like, "Oh man, I wish I could play that." And it's like you really can. Like you just have to practice. Like they'll look at me like it's impossible. It's like I'm not even that good. Like all you just have to do is practice. Like you just have to be willing to like take up that time.
Yeah.
So it's like if I can do it, like really, I believe anyone can.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think that it's cool that you do all sorts of stuff like from film to music and
you think
acting. Yeah.
Thanks. I just like to have fun. Like I just try to see like what makes me happy. And like those things usually do, but then sometimes you get into a funk. And like I'm in that funk right now and I'm trying to get out. I feel like this weekend was like the end of it. Life's crazy though.
Bro, I don't know if you're even aware of this because you're way out in the West, but the whole New York, Connecticut, Jersey area has been drenched this past weekend.
Yeah.
And cold. Like it was 70 to 80 the week before, and then it was like 45, 50.
And you're getting rained on?
Yeah, I saw J-Rad in the rain.
Damn.
It was good. I mean, that day wasn't as bad. It was just cold and windy.
Are people at the point like I'd rather be out in the rain listening to J-Rad than be inside of my home? Like,
yes.
Is that what kind of year it's gonna be? That's sick. That like it's really gonna be another 1920s all over again, like Roaring 20s.
1920s with the sensibilities of the 1960s.
Yeah, like I think people are probably gonna be spitting each other's mouth in like 2 months.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna
imagine there's like some performance artists, like these two guys, and like and on the street they just spit into each other's mouths for 36 hours straight.
I'd be like, I applaud it. Like, I get what you're trying to do for us, but it's not what we asked for.
Like De Blasio would be like sanctioning it.
Yeah, thank you for the happening, but it's not what we need right now in the art community.
Yeah, where do you think it would be?
Man, what?
Where do you think that it would be? Would you think that'd be a Central Park sort of thing, or like Columbus Circle sort of performance?
It's either gonna be in Union Square. Nah, not Union Square. Probably
maybe Washington Square.
Square Park. Yeah,
like
probably
it's just a lawless land there.
They'll probably do it like inside the fountain that doesn't run or something. I don't know if it runs.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah, they'll do that there. And if it's not there, then it's done by like a totally different group of people in a subway, like in 14th Street subway, like station.
Oh my god. Oh.
Just like where people would normally play guitar and shit. Like they're just spitting at each other.
That's probably even if those performers like knew each other, it would still get like really fucking intense and intimate by like the first 5 minutes, and then you're doing it for another.
Like I hope that the two people have friends to record it. Like just one life. Artifact. Yeah. Like enter the Guinness World like record book, please.
That's true. Yeah, did they forget to bring the Guinness person in, so they have to do it again?
I think I don't know. Could they get by with just the recording, or if they actually?
I think that now there has to be a Guinness representative present.
Oof. Okay.
Might have changed it, but.
Yeah, I guess I'll have a Guinness World Record person over when I have someone over to spit in their mouth.
Yeah.
We'll do it for 36 hours.
Man. Are you at all into Dune? I mean, I'll preface I'm not really into Doom, but I think I'm excited to see the movie. I don't want to invest a bunch of time into the book.
The video game and
the movie.
that. But like Doom, Doom,
Oh
or
no,
with
no,
an N?
Dune with an N.
I don't know what it is. I'll be honest.
Yo, it's are you into sci-fi at all?
A little bit, yeah.
It's like a bunch of people living on a planet where they hunt whales for their blubber or something, and that gives them, I don't know, their energy.
Oh.
And then there's giant desert worms that they fight with.
Are we looking at Dune from 1984 or Dune from 2021? That's what you're looking at.
2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess it's a remake. That's
yeah, it's a remake because the original wasn't that good, but the director for this one is insanely good. It's the guy who did Blade Runner, the new one, and
I haven't seen
Arrival.
That. Timothy Chalamet is going to be in this.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about him.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's like I can't tell if I'm jealous because like he's successful and like around our age, or if it's just like or it's like, do I just want to punch him?
Yeah.
Like, is there some like I can't tell. I heard he like gave a bunch of girls chlamydia.
Oh my God, really?
I thought it was like a rumor, like from NYU.
Oh, because he went there, right?
Yeah, like I thought there was like a rumor, like a bunch of girls got an STI or STD from him.
Yeah, that's about as valuable as the U.S. dollar. Am I right? But touch.
Oh man. But it's
yeah. A lot of people go to NYU, and it's kind of freaky that they're everywhere.
What was your experience like meeting so many different kinds of people? If you did,
I think I didn't really retain many friends from it. The friends I had were people that I like directly worked with and chose to work with for this documentary, and then people that I had in a writing class. I just happened to sit next to them, and we talked about some just nerdy film, sci-fi type stuff, and never my group mates, never my like roommates, really. It was bizarre. So I felt kind of alienated the whole time. Everyone's working on their own shit, and there's not really any time to relax.
Yeah,
but
that stinks.
It's all good. I
feel
think
alienated.
It's all good. The people I did like retain and are still my friends are really, really, really close friends. So.
That's good. Like my college experience was like dumb. Like I did community college, so like half of high school, and then I don't know. I made a couple friends that were like from around me that I still talk to today, but like not like I don't consider them like close friends. They're just like people I know. And then I went to Marymount, and that I transferred into, and that's like a school of like 3,000 people pretty much, so everyone knows each other. So going there, just being thrown into that family situation was like weird because I also commuted, so I wasn't able to have like the dorming experience of me like meeting people and getting to know what it's like. Yeah, I don't know. This is like my first experience dorming in a sense, like having these roommates. So I have to grow up. I have to grow up real quickly. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just mainly trying to be clean and not bother anyone with,
Yeah,
it's a problem because there's so many shared spaces, so a lot can go wrong. But I think mainly everyone understands it's something like it's not your fault, but dishes are a big thing. I'd imagine.
Like, I think like I have OCD now, or like ADD, or one of those, like maybe both.
ASS.
I wish I had ass.
Yeah. I derailed you for a second. Sorry.
No, yeah, I'm back though. I'm back on track. So yeah, I think my mom like gave me like some sort of ADD and OCD that like makes me a clean person in the kitchen. The bathroom not as clean, but like I'm still like polite, I think. And then my bedroom's a fucking mess though.
Oh yeah, that's same with me pretty much.
I could like keep common areas well, but yeah, the bedroom, nuh-uh. It's just like a lion's den, just like full of random shit.
Yeah.
I got like plants growing up near this window, and then on the other side I have the like open guitar case. I need a bed frame, like I'm one of those guys. When I moved here, like, or not here, but when I moved to LA, I sublet it for a month, and then after I found a place in Boyle Heights, which is like, think of like a Latino area of like Brooklyn or something. And then from there, I had literally nothing. Like, I went into an unfurnished room, and I had like yoga mat, blankets, clothing, and my guitar, and like a metal water bottle. And then like living there, it became Animal Crossing in a sense where I ended up getting a bed, and then getting a bed frame, and then like getting like a chair or whatever, like all these like little things, and getting a printer, like getting a, I don't know. It's just weird starting from nothing and then having stuff.
Yeah.
After it's like I had stuff my whole entire life, and then I had nothing, and then now I'm having stuff again. But I need more stuff. Like I need a bed frame and like the shit to be like an acceptable member of society. So yeah, it's like fun, but it's also like, damn, like look how you're living at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
But my roommates are cool. Like they're good people. Most of them are clean for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
But LA's a dirty place, and I know New York is, but
is it dirtier than New York, or like same kind of level?
I really don't know. I never lived in New York. Like, did your floor get dirty really easily in New York?
My floor? No.
Honestly, no, it wouldn't, because you're like in an apartment building, like probably. Like,
yeah, it was
I think
clean
from
like every day
having
or something.
no, like over here, it's like dust or sand. I don't know. It's just in the air, and like your house will get dirty immediately. Like I'll take a shower, like wash my feet, and then like take a step out my door into my hallway into my room, and I already have like lint or something on my foot. I'm just like, what the fuck
That's
happened?
gnarly.
Like how? Yeah, it sucks. It's crazy, but it's like LA is just dirtier because they're just like, yeah, let's just like take this desert and fill it up with a bunch of gas-ridden cars, and so there's just pollution. Like I met people here that got asthma after moving here. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like the air's that bad? Oh my god. So it's like equivalent of smoking cigarettes just by living in LA.
That's why I would just like stay outside of the city. I feel like LA is a lot more expensive in the outskirts than New York's sort of quote unquote outskirts are.
Because LA doesn't really. LA's outskirts aren't LA anymore. Like LA's outskirts, it's like Pasadena or Glendale, and like it probably doesn't make any sense for like you to hear that because it's like, oh, what does that mean? But or like the Valley.
All right.
It's so weird because like turning into an LA person. Now I gotta like say all the dumb highways and shit when I talk to people. The 101 and the 405, yeah. Take the 110, transfer to the 10.
Do you feel like you're gonna get an LA accent now?
No, I better not.
Is there even an LA accent anymore?
There's like a Valley girl accent.
Okay.
It's like the girls up in the Valley, they're like, what? Like, they talk like stupid. Like, I heard a girl talking yesterday, like, and I actually had to turn around. I was like, oh my god, like, you're dating someone who talks like that person? Like, oh my.
My god.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be able to deal with that. But like people are always like, oh, you're from New Jersey, like say a Jersey accent, and they're like, where's your Jersey accent? And I'm like, it doesn't exist. It's not real. Like,
yeah,
like that's a specific part of New Jersey. You're gonna talk like that.
Which part is that?
I couldn't even tell you because it's not real. Like, I don't know if it's like South Jersey or like up north near New York, like I don't, or like Bayonne. Like I couldn't tell you.
Man.
I mean, my accent probably derives a little bit of like a Staten Island and like just like the standard American English, because I feel like I talk really English, like regular. I don't know. I don't think I have an accent when I talk. I feel like it sounds pretty normal, like to be like Western American normal person.
Yeah.
But I could talk about accents for days.
Yeah, I know, right? What shows have you done in theater?
No, I haven't done like many, honestly, many theater shows. I was like pretty much like a supporting background person in like the show 1984 I did in community college. There was like a really bad rendition of George Orwell's 1984.
You did what there? You were just like a stagehand or a background actor?
Well, so it was like a Brecht type of play. So it's like I had lines for like one part of it, but for the most part, I was just like, there's a different word than background. It's like ensemble. I was ensemble. So
Oh, okay.
we were like dressed in like uniforms, like we were members of like that society, and we were like in charge of putting down and up the set decorations for each scene. So it was like this Brecht feel, which I think is cool and could have been dark, but I felt like the way that it was portrayed by the director made it feel more like a cartoon than like real life. But maybe it's supposed to, so you don't like fully attach, so you know that it's like fiction. Because that's like what Brecht is. Like they try to separate reality from that. I don't know, but yeah. So then after that, I did like A Few Good Men. I had, which actually a very close role to who I am as a person. I was PFC William T. Santiago. I was the guy in the Marines that got killed for being a little bitch. And all I had to do was like say a monologue for that. But I shaved my head for that because I was excited to get a role in a community theater play.
Before you grew out the hair, or after?
I grew out the hair multiple times. That was the first time I cut it, and then when you met me, I think I had short hair again because I cut it for an internship, and then I had long hair before I met you. It was my second time growing it, and then I cut it when I got that internship that got me to meet you, and I don't think I've grown it out since, and I'm trying to do it now. But growing your heart is hard as an actor because it's just like you have to consistently look like your headshots. So you have to like update your headshots often, and that's expensive. And then you're limited to roles once you grow out your hair. Like they might not use you for a lot because I feel like the norm is short-haired men.
Yeah, you could fit in a lot more people.
Yeah. So it's like weird because you get two qualities. You get to stand out and look different and like have a certain quality to you, or you could like still have a good certain quality but look the same and be able to do more. But would you stand out in a sense? Like that's. But in LA, you know what? There's probably like thousands of guys with long hair that also do this. So it's like, I don't know. It's just a competition. It's just a race. But you're supposed to have fun. Like really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like hell in a bucket, but it's just like I always say, like, I don't know. Like I'm just enjoying the ride. I know his line is like different than that, but I'm just trying to enjoy the ups and downs.
For sure.
Yeah.
John Mayer does kill it on hell in a bucket, though.
I mean, if you listen to that specific one, man, like he's got grit. Like it's power. That whole concert is like probably one of my tops.
Which one was it again?
It's November 1st, 2019. Maggie Rogers is like a special guest.
Oh, yeah, I was there. I remember.
Oh, you're so lucky, dude. That's such a great show. So
yeah, that was wild.
Like
I smoked weed in front of an usher.
Really? Did anything happen though or no?
Well, I was a little out of her line of sight, but it was stressful for sure. But then I met this like comedian that is actually kind of big in New York. He was sitting right in front of me, and this Canadian guy gave me a joint. But yeah, Phil Hanley is someone else that you should check out on the. He always wears just like Bertha t-shirts on stage.
Phil Hanley?
Phil, okay. Yeah.
I just found his website.
He's really funny. He puts like Instagram clips up, and his jokes are really.
He's pretty popular. He was on the Tonight Show, and like.
Oh really?
He does the comedy seller. Yeah.
He's like self-deprecating and also just like blunt, which is just really funny.
I've never seen him. I'm gonna check him out. He's actually gonna be in New Jersey, or he actually was. That's over. Oh, he's gonna be in Sacramento in June. That's cool.
Interesting.
Cool world we live in. The world's so small, but it's so big.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like my first Dead show, I smoked weed, and I was fine. I felt like at home. I didn't really get paranoid.
Yeah, it was all good vibes, right?
Yeah, like my first Dead & Co. show was November 1st, 2015.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How much
I was
did
a
you see
big
them in
John.
2016.
I think I saw them twice or like 1.5 times in 2016.
Were they good? Because I wasn't even around for that.
I don't really remember. Like I remember enjoying them and having fun, but I haven't like checked back and listened to them now.
Okay.
But I think I've listened to like my first night a couple times. I put it on a CD and I had it in my car for a while. There's probably a better recording out these days. But John fumbled a little bit, like he fucked up. And I think that's exciting though, because he's learning. And like if you look at him now and listen to him now, he's like a different person because of the Grateful Dead. Like I feel like it changed his life a lot.
Probably.
So it's really interesting to like see how much it means to him now.
All right, here's a question from my girlfriend about John Mayer. Like, how old was he? What part of his life was he in where he dated Taylor Swift?
I think it was. See, I'm not like a super into it, but I think it was before Paradise Valley, so probably around like 2012 or so. It was because Paper Doll is supposedly about her. And that album came out, I think, in 2013. And I think Born and Raised came out a little bit earlier. So it's probably in between Born and Raised and that. He probably dated her. But I never listened to Taylor Swift's music. So, like, at least that album that talks about, like, Dear John or whatever. Because, like, I see on a TikTok, like, when he made his fucking TikTok, like, people were all, like, saying, like, she was this old, John, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck,
yeah.
Like, there's a lot of crazy shit going on, and I gotta figure this out. Like, he fucked her heart. He broke it up. But, I mean, John's a weird guy. I don't know him in real life. Like, I idolize him because I'm an idiot, but he's just a person, and he's very strange, if you could tell. But he's, like, a good kind of strange. As a whole, like from what I see, like I feel like he's matured a lot and learned a lot, but I think his brain just operates differently than other people's.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he like analyzes certain things through like a specific lens. He's very intelligent, but maybe he's just not good at relationships or like things like that.
Yeah,
I feel like
everyone has a character flaw or something.
Yeah, the brain is just like full of multiple intelligences, and like being able to talk out your emotions or with people and stuff like that. That's a high level of like intellectualism that most people don't have. most people don't talk about their feelings, and it's really hard. Like, people take therapy to learn how to do it in a sense. So it's like, yeah, no one's perfect. But yeah, I think he like goes to therapy and shit now. So he's probably in a lot better shape, and he probably feels bad for whatever he did. But I'm not his fucking publicist, so I can't talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, people change and they grow. I mean, I've made mistakes too. I'm not perfect, but why am I defending him?
I've heard some vitriol on the side of Taylor Swift about John Mayer, and to be honest, he doesn't have much to, like, going for him to counter some of the stuff.
Wait, what?
But I mean, he plays well.
Like, I mean, like, he's a really bad person, and I just don't know.
No, I'm just thinking. I like the Swifties. I know a few, and they for sure have a lot of grievances with the man, and they don't let you forget it.
So you're talking about your girlfriend, I'm assuming.
Mayhaps.
Are you into John Mayer though, or like does she like stop
I
you
am.
from
I mean,
being into him?
I'm not gonna go to any fewer shows because of it, but I might think about it while I'm there. But
yeah,
I mean, if he plays the guitar well, like Miles Davis was a horrible person, and I'm sure I would have similar sort of conflicts looking at him performing live if he was still around.
I read his autobiography, and I fucking love Miles Davis, but like I don't know all the shit that he's done. He probably hasn't mentioned all of it, but I know he was like a bad drug addict, and he did treat people a bad way. I don't know. That's a whole other life. Like, that's his experiences like felt justified at the time because of the drugs. So it's crazy on like how you look at it. Like, yeah, he was a bad person, but like drugs are so good they'll ruin your life.
Yeah, they will.
It's a Louis C.K. line.
Well,
Name drop.
Yeah.
I'm
I
in
haven't
trouble for
listened to
that.
any of his stuff recently. It'd be interesting to see him now.
I actually saw him before COVID.
How was that?
He played in like February. It was great, honestly. He like talked about his whole situation and it like made it funny.
Oh, that's weird. But like,
yeah,
it wasn't
was
weird
before COVID, and he was just like, like you guys ever have a bad year? So like opening on that, like before the world even knew what was gonna happen, like it was just really funny. But like his whole like joke at the end was like, okay guys, like remember this: if you ever ask a girl if you could do something to this, and they say yes, don't do it. It was just really funny because like his brain probably just thought that it was okay, and their yes was like yes, and when really they were just uncomfortable, and he just couldn't read a room, and he made a lot of mistakes.
So it was bad.
As a comedian, no, he's amazing. But as a person, I mean, he probably has done a lot of therapy to like, or met people who were okay with him jerking off in front of them. Like, I don't know. He's got a weird brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but feel free to tell me about like what the Swifties say about John Mayer.
They basically say that they won't let go of the fact, for a good reason, that like he was 35 or something and she was 19. And I mean, it's not illegal. It's just like a
it's weird, but yeah.
Yeah, it's
but
definitely not usual.
John's like 40 now, and it's like
he's 45 or something now.
Nah, he's 41, I thought.
I remember turning 40 like a long time ago.
I thought he was 41. I'm looking him up right now. Let's see. He's 43. Oh shit. Turning 44 this year in October.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
Yeah. But like he still seems young as fuck though. Like I feel like he's very in touch with like the youth. As weird as that sounds, like he's like friends with like Shawn Mendes, which is I guess kind of weird but cool.
How old is
Travis
Shawn
Scott he
Mendes?
works with. I don't know.
No, if he's, I don't think that's weird. Mainly, it's
just relationships, not friendships.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, I don't know. I think he's a cool guy. But also like when you're Taylor Swift's age, there's two different ways of looking at it. Like you're either like starstruck or you're fully aware that you're going on dates with 35-year-old men. Like girls do that shit. Like I've met girls that have dated older men and like they own that. So it's like
yeah, and she's like, how old does she have to be for it to be okay for her to make the decision? It's not like she was under some sort of duress. She wasn't her boss.
She is an adult, but just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you're smart. So like she shouldn't have done that, but I guess like he shouldn't have gone after her. But
yeah, but I don't think there's anything necessarily like super wrong about it. But I don't know.
I don't know. Like I don't think my opinion. I don't think the dating age thing is a big problem unless someone's like really being like groomed. Like if they're being groomed, then it's a problem. If he groomed her, like I would be like, yeah, fuck that. That's not cool at all. If he did some like R. Kelly shit, like, but I feel like she knew what she was getting into, and he's probably. I mean, if you're living as a single man for most of your life, it's probably going to be hard to be in a relationship with someone like that when you like, because a relationship like low key takes away your freedoms in a sense. It's like having a dog without being rude to women or dogs. Like, it's like you can't go on vacations when you have a dog. Like with a girlfriend, it's like you can't always do this on a Saturday. Like you can't hang out with your boys or something because you have like a date night or something to do with your girlfriend, or like she just wants to spend the night in and you have to be in too.
Yeah.
People are weird. People are really weird.
Paul. Faux show. Faux show.
Faux show, yeah. An anthropology course today.
Taking
talking about different psyches. No, I'm just talking about our like your podcast. Yeah. This episode. Thank you though for inviting me.
Of course.
I'm having a blast.
That's good.
If you ever come by in Los Angeles, like feel free. Like let me know. I have a couch.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year because it's a weird year. But
I mean, you're about to grow up real quick, man. Like this year is gonna be great for you. Like, so don't focus on focus on yourself.
Yeah, and I'd love to hang out wherever I'll be located. I'll be probably outside of the city of New York.
Are you looking at like Jersey City at all, or like Hoboken, like places like that?
I've looked a little bit, but I think for whatever reason, near that Mario Cuomo bridge is where I like Tarrytown and all of them.
I don't even think I know it. That's how much of a New Yorker I am. Okay.
Yeah.
They have some comedy clubs and shit there, so that's cool.
Yeah, plus it's close to I could look at New Jersey. It just depends. Now that it's legal there, that weed is legal. That's a big plus. But as far as I know, that was why, because I really don't like the way they're handling weed and just their government. I never really liked. I hate Connecticut. I think Jersey is similar.
I'm surprised that New York isn't like I'm surprised New York City doesn't have their own rules for marijuana.
I think they kind of do. Like the police.
I thought it was decriminalized.
Arresting people.
Yeah.
Where?
I thought New York was decriminalized in New York. Then why? Then why are you hesitant?
Because Jersey, they're preventing you from home grow, and they took a bunch of things off of the bill that the referendum showed people, and so people voted in stuff that's not going to actually happen.
That's fucked up.
It's that I don't want to live in a fucking state that can do that, But New York, it is fully legal, and that's a big thing. So for me, I really want to go to New York and Also, it's closer to people that I know in that sort of area. And
Yeah.
I like the woodsy aspect. I don't want to live really in the city. But,
yeah. What's like, if you don't mind me asking, like, what's like your budget looking like? You don't have to answer that.
I think if it's probably not going to be possible, but like I said, probably under like impossible. But it'd be great if it was under 1,000, and if not, then well, I mean, as far as I know, splitting it works out well.
Yeah, you're gonna need roommates, which should be fine. Like,
yeah,
but I think you're gonna be okay.
How much could you like pay for a decent, like a bare minimum apartment?
Honestly, like, this is my first time doing this, so it's like all really crazy. But I've been living in places that are 900 a month. I would.
That's still pretty good.
It is. I'd prefer like cheaper. Like I feel like if I had only 700 a month, I'd probably be like really comfortable. But yeah, I'd like to work my way up so I can afford like a better place for sure. I don't know what I can conceive of, but I would like a little studio someday. I feel like that's like the best bet, because then you have yourself, and then like neighbors, I guess. I don't know. The privacy is cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know if I would drive myself insane with privacy. Like, I don't know if I would be like a hermit or not.
I mean, if it's people you don't really know, not your family, I think everyone sort of respects everyone else's boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Because I live with dorm people, and the walls are super thin there, but you just sort of kick people out, and everyone understands.
Yeah.
Dude, I was in a co-ed dorm the last semester I was in New York. It was bizarre. It worked out. It's fine. But
why was it so bizarre?
Because it was just like, I was so used to doing everything like not co-ed. And I mean, like in the moment, I don't think it was super weird, but it's just, I feel like it's usually dorms aren't co-ed, which maybe that's not a good thing, but
yeah, I don't know. Like when I first moved here, I lived in like a co-ed place, which was like fine. I didn't mind it at all.
Yeah.
I became friends with like the girl who lived with us. She's like a comedian, and like I'll go to her show every now and then.
Oh, that's cool. Is she good?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I saw her like a couple nights ago. Where was it? Maybe like last week. Every day blends in with one another. Just to name drop, her name's Becca Ward. Yeah, she's from West Virginia and talks about her family, and it's a party. She's really funny.
That's cool. It's fun to watch people who are really good at something on stage.
Yeah, gets me inspired. Like, damn, look at these people I know doing things.
I wish open mics were a thing. That's one thing I really missed that I don't think is back yet.
Yeah, there might be like Zoom open mics. They do a lot of shit like that in LA.
Yes.
And like Zoom comedy things.
Yeah, I definitely did one of those, but it's different because there's no crowd and the atmosphere is just strange.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do it. Like, I really want to go into improv really soon, so I'd like to take an improv class. But I don't want to do an improv class if I can't be face to face with people. So I'm waiting on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe today's Monday.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Thank you for everyone who's given up their life to help us. Yeah, I hate war, so I don't want to talk about that. But thank you, those who sacrificed all they had to give us everything we get.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm like listening to Bob Dylan's Masters of War. It's like, fuck war so much. Like, I hate all this shit going on with the world.
Yeah, I know. And it sucks that there's no like sign of it stopping. If anything, it's just growing.
Yeah, I thought it was stopping like for a second with like that whole ceasefire thing with Israel and Palestine, and then like you just see something else that gets more attention that day or like the next day. That's fucking crazy too, and it's like wow, like we are just not there as a human race yet.
Yeah.
We have all these resources and money, and we are too selfish.
I think.
I mean, it's gonna be like that forever, probably. But
yeah,
it's a
I think
shame.
in the end, as long as there's weed, everything's all right. And on that note, is there anything you want to plug for the old listeners?
Oh man, I've never done anything like that, but I guess my Instagram, it's at this charming Paul, and I just post weird stories, and I wanted to try modeling, so there's pictures of me trying to look like I know what I'm doing, and then that make me look better than I look in real life. But yeah, I want to start doing some fun things soon, and we'll just hopefully enjoy the podcast. Had a good experience with us.
Yeah, it was a good time, and you're always welcome back in the podcast whenever you feel like.
Thank you. If you ever come to LA, we could do a face-to-face podcast.
That'd be dope. I think I'll do a West Coast.
West Coast Patrick's Green Tea podcast.
No, I was saying like a West
Blaze
Coast
up.
road trip, like California to like kind of like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially if there's a gorge show.
Yeah. If you're traveling on the road for the Dead and Company shows, I will try and save up and meet you somewhere.
Yeah, especially because I feel like half the country didn't really get many shows this year.
I'm surprised they're only doing one night at Citi Field, honestly.
I know. It's because they compressed all of them in the same week.
I just feel like that's a bad. They could have made a lot of money if they just had 2 Citi Field shows, which they probably don't even need anymore. They're just doing it because they like to play music. I don't know. Yeah. I know the crew does need a job though. So
that is true. So I hope to see you.
That's how Jerry. Yeah.
Soon in the future.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I feel really grateful to have this experience, and I had fun. So thank you.
I did too.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. You can find me at Patrick's Green Tea on Patreon, Discord, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, and Bandcamp, Patrick's Green Tea Podcast on Instagram, and Patrick Green Tea without an S on Twitter. If you donate at least $5 a month on Patreon, you'll get exclusive access to the Drunk Patrick Chronicles. The show is available wherever you get your podcasts. Supplemental materials like photos and text are available on our website, patricksgreentea.com. You can join our subreddit at r/patricksgreentea. You can make comments on YouTube and on the website, and you can contact me directly at patricksgreentea@gmail.com. Don't forget to leave a review of the show on your favorite podcasting platform. It really helps us out. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.